Welcome back. Now, Shoprite has continued its winning streak as it gained more market share while competitors continue to stumble in this weak economy. During the half-year period, the retailer reported a 14.6% jump in sales, while posting a 7.6% increase on the bottom line. Joining me now with more detail is Shoprite CEO Pieter Engelbrecht. Pieter, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, another period of uninterrupted market share gains, as I mentioned at the top. Is this just a reflection on how Shoprite has managed to be the retailer of choice for many South Africans?
I think it is testimony of Team Shoprite being able to execute at world-class levels. But the one that stands out is the fact that the brands have so clearly defined what their customer looks like and what customer that they serve. I'm not talking Usave, Shoprite and Checkers separately. So this is now marking 58 months of uninterrupted market share. So it's not a blip once off. What was very pleasing to see, and I said this morning that I was surprised, maybe I shouldn't be, the fact that we had a very good Black Friday when the market reported not such a great Black Friday. And then what happened is that we actually saw acceleration of market share gains in November and December. Which is testimony that the data that we have, the decisions that we made on what to promote and the price at which it was done, the campaigns that was done had the desired effect.
Now, as mentioned, earnings rose over 7%. Yes, they are up, but it is at a slower pace. Is this also a reflection of the tough economic environment, considering the kind of growth we've been seeing? I mean, even today, we got that fourth quarter GDP print with growth coming in at 0.1%, quite tepid.
Now, we must just also, one is the base that we're up against. So last year, I mean, it's at the same period, we were growing over 18%. So, but we also come off a high last year. February was just under 12% in inflation. And now we've come down to 6.3 and in January and 5.3 in February. So automatically that has a big impact on the overall revenue numbers, just because of the inflation coming down. I am, however, not confident that the inflation will stay at that lower level. And yes, the consumer is finding it hard. We are very pleased to and so thankful that we have seen an increased level of loyalty from our customers. So they do frequent us more, but there are less items in the basket. We also have seen, I think I reported that last time also, is the higher propensity of people to buy into private labels. So we've seen an additional new, let's call them new, people that never bought it before, 2.8 million customers now buy into private labels. That's basically given us now a number of that 96% of our customers buys at least one of our private labels. And on that note, as last year I reported, no, I think about 3 years ago, I reported that we have now 23 private label brands that is worth more than 100 million of annual sales. Now, this time I'm reporting that we have 25 private label brands that does more than 100 million in 6 months.
And we've seen that those private...
quite a change.
Yes. No, continue.
No, quite a change in the buying behavior.
Yeah, I was about to say that we've seen that those private label products are becoming fan favorites, with them contributing more to overall sales. I want us to go back and speak about that average basket. I understand that the selling price inflation is up 7.7%. How comfortable were you at those levels, and did it have a material impact on volumes?
So yes, it did have an impact on volume. So overall volume is still up 5.1%, but we must also say that it includes, of course, the new stores, plus the fact that the acquired Massmart stores are now also in the base. So if you look at the same store sales, as some people refer to it, or we call it like-for-like sales, there is a slight negative on the volume on same stores. But overall, still happy that we could grow volume. And why volume growth is always for me so critically important is that that's basically only tool that a manufacturer has to reduce its unit cost is to increase its volume and run at maximum capacity. So it's important that we continue to grow volume in the market to get prices down.
So we see that volumes were under pressure, but I want us now to focus on your margin. It came in slightly higher from 23.5% to 23.6%. This metric is watched pretty closely by investors. Now, considering that there wasn't much of a difference, do you think there's more room to increase that margin by raising selling prices in the future? And I know Shoprite is not in the business of sort of passing those really high costs to consumers, considering the kind of constrained environment the consumer finds itself in. How are you just navigating that?
So if we just go back a year ago, our margin was down. And I explained at the time that we took a conscious decision not to pass the price increases to the consumer as fast as they were passed on to us. So last year we were down, so we 1.7 bips up on a figure that actually was down last year. So margin is still under pressure. There's a lot of cost pressures in this African environment. The consumers are under severe stress, and it's not possible for us to pass all of these price increases to the consumer. You will see that throughout the year, our internal price inflation has been lower than that of the official price inflation. What we have is we have a lot of data points. We've just introduced a artificial intelligence pricing tool that it does what humans can't do. It processes like 400 million calculations in 30 minutes and helps us to determine the more balanced pricing position in terms of balance between margin, volume, price elasticity, the whole halo effect, all those things that influences the price decision now with an automated tool. Then we've also have now come out of multi-years of digital and technology investments, personalized offers. We issued 454 million personalized offers during the 6 months. And possibly the best number to call is that at till point, we were able to give back our consumers 8.4 billion rand in instant savings at point of sale. And I don't think that is a number that any other retailer can quote.
Pieter, thank you so much for joining us today. It'll be interesting to see how your expansion plans play out moving forward when we catch up with you again. Stella numbers. That was Shoprite CEO Pieter Engelbrecht.